Hey, what's good with the YouTube, man? This is your boy Rojo. This is the Rojo Room, man. As you can see, what we're going to talk about today, it's kind of a reaction to a video Dubs had made a month ago or so, and numerous other channels have also discussed it. And it's an interesting topic, man, because when I first came to California back in the early 90s, I wondered the same thing. I often asked myself why, you know, once you get to prison, there's no more, well, let's take this in a cell and handle this with our hands. Why everything's about hitting somebody with a piece. And when I came from Texas, man, Texas was different. In Texas, you're gonna throw hands. I went to the Texas Youth Commission in 1988, and earlier before that, I was in probation placements as well, where you're gonna throw those hands. There's no doubt about it. The county jail, you're gonna throw hands. Juvenile hall, the Texas Youth Commission daily, and come about 1992, I moved out to California and could throw hands. You know what I'm saying? I was in the county jail. I was throwing hands quite often with the white boys. Man, I think a couple black brothers, and no Northerners. There wasn't no red on red or anything. But as I've told you guys before, man, in Contra Costa County, historically, early 90s, the Northern homies were really, really thin. There was a bunch, but they were spread the hell out. A, B, C, D, all them modules, or A, B, and C, they'd be spread out. There'd only be a few here, a few there. They wouldn't let us get deep. West County, there'd be a few, but there was no program. They were kind of weenies, man. So if you had an issue, you could throw hands. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as I got to the pen, all that changed. There was definitely never, you were definitely never allowed to fight another homeboy. And I really don't remember ever seeing a northern guy fight anybody just with hands. The couple little, I seen a removal one time that was with hands, believe it or not, and it was in the hole in San Quentin. I don't know why. It was above my pay grade at the time. I could find out, but I'm gonna find out about that one actually. But I seen a hands-on removal, two dudes remove one guy, and I never tripped on it. I found it kind of awkward. You know what I'm saying? But the main thing with Dubs' video is about the brothers and why Mexicans and specifically in his situation, Sureños, don't run head up fades with the brothers. And I'll tell you why. I mean, even though I'm not from down south, I'll tell you why. People win, lose, or draw, there's going to be animosity, which will potentially lead to other things. You know what I mean? Somebody loses, they're hurt, they can't handle it emotionally, and then they want to come back and do something. You feel like you always got to watch your back, etc. Number two, man, it fucks up the program and it fucks up money, and it fucks up every good thing you got going on the yards, right? So the philosophy behind no hands-on, policy is to, if there's a problem and it's going to mess up all kinds of things, let's go all the way then. You know what I mean? If it's not something that can be discussed, it's something that's going to result in very, very serious repercussions. And like everybody knows, a piece, a knife, just like a pistol on the streets, is an equalizer. You know what I mean? What if you're a 5 foot tall dude and you get called out by some dude that's 6'6", benching 500? Your pride would make you have to fight, but damn well you could really, really get messed up. You know what I'm saying? So a knife is an equalizer. Two men with the knife, that's equal. You know what I'm saying? Which, everybody knows in fist fights, street fights, boxing, MMA, there's all kinds of stipulations that make things where, the competition is fair. Now, I've seen a lot of negative responses about how, brothers will just beat the hell out of the Sureños and this and that. And I don't know if I don't see a lot of people that have been to YA saying that, because in YA they'll be hands-on. There'll be one-on-one fades all day. Juvenile hall, places like that, etc. And and it's not that nobody's scared. It's just What it is, bro, is things have progressed to another level of seriousness. So, you get in a fight with another group segment, there's the chance that it's going to lead to something bigger for one, because somebody's going to have their feelings hurt, or somebody's going to be talking shit, and the other group's going to feel like they were disrespected, whatever group lost. Oh, man, you beat the shit out of that dude, or whatever the case might be. Other people hear it and be like, damn, that's one of ours, and they're clowning. It leads to a bigger incident. Two, it's going to shut down your program. You know what I mean? If you're going to get programs shut down, go on lockdown, lose commissary, lose visits, you're going to make it worth it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we're going to have to make this sacrifice because this issue has to be addressed. So let's go ahead and really address this issue. You know what I mean? But a lot of people get it misconstrued that people are scared to fight with hands. And I'm not just saying against the brothers or nothing like that. I know a lot of brothers got hands. I know a lot that don't. And that goes for any group segment. But, a lot of people get it misconstrued that people are scared. No, it's just, you're going to get in trouble. You're going to go to the hole. Cells are going to get searched. Programs going to be halted. You know what I mean? And whoever, 9 times out of 10, there's going to be some animosity by whoever lost or things that are said during a one-on-one that they're just not worth it in the overall scheme of things. So you might as well just really handle that business. And like Dub said, it is an equalizer. You got a piece. I could be 5 foot, 98 pounds. That dude could be 6'6", 350. We both got a piece. May the best man win. In a fist fight of that kind, we know who's going to win. You know what I'm saying? There's no doubt about it. But I'm all for one-on-one fades to handle addresses, issues, to address issues. I think people need to be more mature. Hey, I don't like the way you've been looking at me. Let's run up in this cell and deal with this. After it's done, we're solid. I think that would, nowadays with the end of hostilities, it's not as much of an issue because things aren't really going to get too out of hand anyway. But man, if we took it back to like the 80s and 90s and there was one-on-ones, don't get me wrong, let's keep it fair. You know what I'm saying? Don't have your biggest dude call out some little guy that he knows is a walk in the park fight for him and try to get him in a cell. And man, you could kill somebody in a cell, especially if the advantage is that drastic. You know what I mean? There's so much, man, there's metal toilets, metal bed racks, solid cement. There's steel everywhere. All you got to do is hit your head the wrong way and you could die. You know what I'm saying? So, if it's a fair thing, if it's some dude, my size, roughly give or take, 20 pounds or something, my age, none of us are disabled, and we agree to handle it, and then it's a dead issue, I don't think there's nothing wrong with handling it personally. That could prevent a lot of riots in the past have been behind one person disrespecting another person. When them two dudes could very easily go in the cell, you know what I'm saying? Take care of it like grown men, and then it's a dead issue, or maybe in 4 or 5 days, run it back, but a lot of major incidents that have got people a lot of time and dead and disfigured over the years could have been avoided with fistfights, man. And California is real unique in that no group really wants to do it. I mean, some of the brothers will put hands on their own, and I've seen it done with the whites as far as hands-on removals a couple times, man. But as time has progressed, and especially since those dudes have got out of the hole, the big homies from all their respective groups, there hasn't been they come out and they're like, kill them. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. I mean, if there's problems that can't be resolved in prison, the go-to answers, that motherfucker's got to go. And fist fights are just a thing that's not going to happen. But I mainly did this because I've seen a lot of comments and this and that, like, oh, we'll beat you up. These guys can't fight. It's like, man, you better take a look at boxing and MMA and see all the Mexicans and Latinos that are in there. You know what I mean? And You know, you could call. I'm not Mexican or Latino, but I might as well, because you know, I back those who I roll with to the fullest. You ain't just gonna whoop me. You know what I mean? But it's nothing to do with that, man. It's the level of severity of the ramifications behind fistfights once you get to the pen, because there's tens of thousands of dollars a month on the line. You know, with the hustles that are going on these main lines and stuff, and especially nowadays, it's even more so. You know what I mean? So peace is always the best. Peace is what peacetime. Everybody generates the most capital. You know what I mean? So it's always better to just try to coexist and get along. And to do that, you got to keep your own people in check. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hold them to certain standards and how they conduct themselves. You know, because motherfuckers are in prison. They're mad. You know what I'm saying? They might have got a bad phone call. You know, a bad message, a bad this, a bad that. You know, some kind of appeal has been rejected, and they're just looking for a reason to fucking lash out. You know what I'm saying? So making money is the ultimate objective, man. As far as all the, you know, fights and this and that, it's bad for the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is everybody to go home, everybody to get their money, and to stay out of themselves as much as possible, not be on these lockdowns for all this time, man. But it's not going to change. You know, there's not going to be one-on-one fades. There's not going to be none of that, and that's just the way it is. You know, it's when you get to the pen as a Mexican gang member, you're in the big time almost. You know what I'm saying? You're in the big time, and you're not playing that, oh, let's go do this. No, how about I just kill you? You know what I mean? If you got an issue with me, I'll just kill you. And that's just the way it is, bro. It has nothing to do with fear. You know, all the nonsense comments I've seen, it's like, come on, cut it out, man. You know what I mean? I've ran hundreds of fades in my life, and it's never been anything about, oh, I'm nervous to do this. I'm nervous. Man, you just do what you do. And we're talking about some grown men, bro. Like, get out of here. Them comments, man, they amaze me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've seen some of the stuff like, man, that's real easy to say, but put yourself on that 4 yard and see if you still have that same energy, because you're not. Your own homeboys will peel you back, bro, because nobody wants any of these issues to escalate. Is it worth, okay, I don't like that dude, I think he looks at me funny. Okay, do you fight him, or does the whole institution crack off between 100 of one group and 100 of another, just because one of these individuals can't conduct themselves appropriately? Okay, if there's going to be problems, we'll just kill you. Straight up. That's the way it is. That's the way I anticipate it going for a long time. And, you know, I agree with Dubs, man. I mean, you know, not saying that some people don't have some valid points, because I personally think one-on-one fades in a cell between two somewhat equal individuals could get rid of a lot of potential bullshit that could occur. You know what I mean? But it's not going to change. Motherfuckers are warriors. If you got a problem, I'll kill your ass. That's what it boils down to. It's your boy Rojo. This is Rojo Room. I'm out of here.